Hello, my name is Maya,
And I'm Sammy.
and we'll now present to you the first report for the Graffiti Incident Tracking System.
So, what is GITS? GITS is a graffiti tracking system which will help the police department in graffiti identification, classification, and tracking. A few client specifications are as follows. First, it will provide an internet portal for documentation. Second, the user interface will allow for complete modification of the data. Third, there will be analysis capabilities, which allows for identifying hotspots. And lastly, a functionality that allows authorized personnel to view or print reports.
So this is the GITS team. In the first column, we have myself, Maya, and Enrique working as backend developers. In the second column, we have Viet and Gennaro working as frontend developers. And in the last column, we have Daniel, who is our unit and integration tester, and Sammy, a full stack developer who will work on both front and backend based on demand. So next we'll talk about the project plan contents.
This is a hierarchical design of the development team, and Viet will be our Scrum Master.
So since GITS is a web-based application, the platform and operating system for the end user is irrelevant. The user will simply need an internet browser to be able to access the application. The application will be hosted on Heroku servers, which are free and run on Linux operating system. We chose Heroku for hosting because it integrates well with Node.js apps, as well as integrating with Git, which we will use for version control.
GITS will be built using the mean stack, which M stands for MongoDB, which is our database, which is a NoSQL database. E stands for Express.js, which is our backend framework used to handle HTTP requests and create the API. A stands for AngularJS, which will be our front-end framework, allowing us to organize code according to the MVC model. And N stands for Node.js, which is a runtime environment which Mongo, Express, and Angular will all be running on top of. Finally, unit testing will be done in Mocha, which is a JavaScript test framework, which is also built on top of Node.js.
Since MongoDB is a NoSQL database, it allows for easy scaling and development by giving developers more control for the data structures. The application will be communicating with the database through a JavaScript interface called Mongoose. This is incredibly useful for database communication as it allows one-to-one object modeling between JavaScript objects and database entries. On a related note, user authentication and management will be handled by Stormpath, a third-party software that provides an easy-to-use API.
The mean stack was chosen for a couple reasons, mainly because some of the team members have prior experience with JavaScript, and that makes the development effort significantly easier on the team. Secondly, because they all use JavaScript language, there's very little context switching between the server side and the client side. Also, this allows for definitive code standard to be enforced on the project, ultimately increasing the quality of the product. For MongoDB, the absolute biggest benefit of having no SQL database is that it frees developers from micromanaging the database, such as writing migrations. This makes rapid testing and prototyping much simpler, which is perfect for the given time constraints. Finally, the mean experience is in high demand with the industry, both among large corporations as well as small startups.
So, for the ICSM common cases, we characterize our system as a software application or system. Once we determine the functions GITS must perform, we investigated existing COTS products that can provide an adequate solution to our problem. So the COTS products we consider are Stormpath and Google Maps API. Stormpath provides the functionality of storing user accounts and handling the logon process, and the main functionality Google Maps API will be used for our heat maps. So for the functionalities provided by COTS products, the COTS services strategy will be used. For the customized software development that aren't covered by COTS products, we determine the level of complexity and the need for the software to operate in a regulated environment as low to medium. This is because Stormpath covers the security and control of the logon process. Therefore, we're implementing the Agile methodology Scrum for the development part.
The development team will be using Scrum for project management. This includes the usual Scrum concepts like organizing sprints, creating backlogs and user stories, as well as participating in regular stand-ups, grooming sessions, and retrospectives. In addition, the team will also participate in JAD sessions with the client to make sure the progress we make progress smoothly.
Our team will be using Taiga.io, which is an open source Scrum management tool that provides all the functionality that we'll need in order to keep everything organized. As you can see from the screenshots, Taiga maintains a backlog of user stories and has a sprint board reflecting the progress of the current sprint. Taiga also has a handy wiki tool that we use to host all of our documentation. Finally, Taiga also offers a video chat Skype-like client, as we saw in the photo I showed earlier.
So here's the software size estimates that we have determined. Estimates were created by examining a previous project that one of the team members had worked on, as well as taking a look at a current project constructed using similar technologies. So for the back end, we have estimated about 1,100 lines of code, and for the front end, we estimated about 1,900 lines of code, and that gives us a total of 3,000 lines of code for the complete project.
So this is print screen of the schedule, which I'm going to guide you through online. So this is the first level development task, and which is divided to second level development tasks. So we're currently in the project planning in the end of it, which ends today. And then we'll go into the architecture phase and the increment 1. So these are also divided into third level tasks and fourth level tasks. So this requires time, and using an estimation of 6 hours per week per person, this project will require a total of 576 working hours between all 6 team members throughout the semester.
Here we have a summary of the project requirements. The GITS will be a web application to support multiple users through a secure login system. Our system will have complete data and user validation to eliminate erroneous information. It will also contain a graphical menu-driven user interface and shall implement a help system to assist users with any trouble. The UI will be designed to allow a seamless flow within the app. Finally, all database transactions shall take no longer than 5 seconds.
So this diagram shows the privileges for each user group. As you can see, the super user has access to all the GITS features. 2 unique features to the super user are the creation of a new user and as well as account registration. The law enforcement official is privileged to do everything except for the unique features of the super user mentioned before. And the city crew has access to login, print reports, and report incidents features. And the public user is the most limited one and are only allowed to report incidents.
So this is a summary of the requirement revision since day 1. You can see we initially started with 56 requirements and we now have 91 requirements after splitting some up and grooming them down.
So the GITS product consists of 3 major risks. The first major concern is that the majority of our team members have 0 or very little experience in web development. Thus, we have spent a considerable amount of time learning the new technologies needed for web development. Another major concern is that our team has little experience with integrating multiple technologies to work with each other. This is the reason why we chose the mean stack, since all the technologies use the JavaScript language. We also chose to use the Stormpath Cloud service to expedite the development of the user account system. As before, this is a new technology for us.
So here's a list of all the links that we've talked about in this video. So you can see Taiga, Node, and all that. So thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.